Welcome to my channel. My name is Natasha and I live a lifestyle according to abundance. Hope it rubs off on you or that you have somebody to relate to. So, today is what? July something? July, I don't know. Because I haven't been, um, I've just been at home for a couple days, so I don't know what day it is. Um, when like whatever, you just like stop knowing what day it is, and it's because like you're on like summer break or whatever it is. Probably like during the COVID pandemic, a lot of people kind of like seem to forget what day it was. But anyway, so here I am now. Um, I'm at home, and I didn't expect to be at home, but here I am. But it's been an opportunity for me to clean my room. My room was getting like more messier than I wanted it to be because I was spending a lot of time outside of my home because I wasn't comfortable here because of my housemate situation. So I just felt like I needed to leave. I felt like I couldn't be here, stay here. So my room was getting out of hand, or just like definitely more messy than I wanted it to be. And then I was doing this self-schooling thing, so I like to learn, and it's something that I need. I realize it's almost like a basic need for me when I'm comfortable in my life. Then like I need to be stimulated, cerebrally, I guess. But so, and I haven't gotten my BA, I haven't gotten my bachelor's degree yet. I'm close to getting or it's not really a priority right now, but I'm a few classes away from getting an associate's degree. And there's like a fly. Sorry. What the fuck? Anyway, but so I decided that because I feel like I should learn and stuff, I decided that I was going to put myself through 8 years of a self-imposed education, and that I don't know, it was just like something I wanted to do. It was like this self-fulfillment thing. But I'm taking a break. I read some books. I read some interesting books. I also want to like have a big influence in the world. So I also want to read books to help me do that. Like I want to know what's going on structurally in the world. I'm also writing a book, a nonfiction book. It's about social progress. It's a specific topic, but I'm not going to disclose it because it. I just don't want to disclose it yet. But one day, it'll be published when I'm finished with it, and I might talk about it on this channel assuming I'll still have this channel. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my thinking was to do this 8-year self-imposed education program. It was working out pretty good. It was working out good. But sometimes I'm just like, maybe I should like go like enroll in classes again so that my learning like goes towards something so I can have like my AA, because I actually do want to get an AA. My mom got her associate's degree. And part of the reason why she did that was so I could feel empowered. Like her mom, my grandma had some schooling, past high school. But so I don't know. But as far as like her siblings, they don't have too much like formal education. They're all fairly successful, or like they all own houses and stuff like that. But anyway, but yeah. But my mom, I think maybe because she's really cerebral, she went out and and for whatever other reasons, she went out and she got her associate's degree. And part of the reason why she did that was to make me be empowered. And it actually does empower me, and it makes me feel like I can talk to my mom about, critical thinking, about stuff that requires critical thinking. But I don't want to shame or blame anybody who doesn't have that. It's just really interesting. I realized that, my family is educated, and that's something that other people don't necessarily have, you know. But like anyway, I grew up religious, and I grew up thinking that I didn't need to. I don't know. Like, okay, here's an example. Like in middle school, like I didn't want to know why the sky was blue. Like I covered my ears when my seventh grade science teacher was telling the class why the sky is blue. I wanted to stay innocent, and so I literally covered my ears and made a scene. Yeah, that's me. That's me. Anyway. And then at the end of the class, he told me, like, you don't need that. Basically, like, you don't need religion. It's kind of funny because it's kind of like a stereotype response from a science teacher, right? But then he was also kind of like corrupting this innocent seventh grader in my mind. What the fuck was I talking about? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was talking about. But anyway, I'm cleaning my room today, but those are things like, so I'm putting myself through an 8-year program of self-imposed education, even though sometimes I want to go back and enroll in classes and take classes so that my education amounts to something that I can like, you know, use as some type of, acknowledged accolade. I do want to finish my AA degree, but at the same time, I believe in manifesting. So I believe that where you are, now don't use this if it like, I mean like I can't be liable for this if you do this too. But anyway, so disclaimer, this is just how I live. I'm not recommending this to you, but I believe for myself, I think I'm trying to like develop this. Like if I like where I am energetically is what I'm gonna attract in my outside world, and that's part of manifesting. So I feel like when I'm done with these 8 years of self-imposed schooling, which by the way right now I'm taking a break from my schooling so that my room can be squeaky clean, because that's like something I really want for myself right now. So I decided I need to take a break from schooling so that my room can be super clean. Anyway, but I believe that by the end of the 8 years, I will attract something, because, yeah. Anyway, this guy, I was like a Lyft driver that I had a while ago, and I don't know how old he was. I don't know what that matters, but I always tend to be like, oh, we're around the same age, or I don't know. When somebody's around the same age, it like means something. It's like you have this automatic kind of like connection and but whatever. I don't know how old he was, but he said that he got his 4-year degree, his bachelor's degree in psychology, and then he could not, sorry, I need to make sure I look okay, and that he could not get a job. Like he hadn't been like hired anywhere. And a lot, like people that I know who've gotten their degrees, or in like, for example, somebody got theirs in nursing, whatever. But people who've gotten their degree, somebody I know got his degree in electrical engineering, and now he's like an engineer. He's got a stable job, pays the bills. I don't know. It just felt like okay, like from what I could see, like it works. But this guy, this Lyft driver, was telling me he hasn't been able to get a job, and I think he'd been out of school for years, and that got me thinking a little bit. And I know that schools are businesses. So even though it's great, and I feel like based on my personal frame of reference in my own little world, that when you get a degree, you can get a job. That's what it seems like based on like my friends and like people I know. But then this one guy, like he hasn't gotten hired anywhere with his BA. But anyway, that was part of my like impetus to go like, okay, I'm just going to do this schooling thing on my own. And it's not like I have a specific end when it comes to this schooling thing. I kind of want to like, again, I do want to have a huge influence in the world one day in some way. So that's part of it. But I also want to see how far I can get like in the world of academia even. So like maybe, like for example, maybe I could like teach a class or something, or bounce ideas off of, like like highly respected like professors that are known or something like that. I want to see essentially if I can attract, and I believe I can. So this is like a project, I guess, that I'm, invested in spiritually. I want to see, and I believe I can attract like the world of academia to me by doing it on my own. And I feel like after 8 years of studying, I will be able, that will happen. So I don't know. And plus, like, I live somewhere where there's, well resourced libraries, and that's not a problem. I can easily find information. I have gone to, I've taken like formal, um, like, I've had some formal education beyond high school. So I'm aware of the structure, I'm aware of some of the objectives, and I know also what I personally want to gain from my, education, and this particular self-imposed education. So anyway, so that's one thing that I'm working on. It's like an 8-year self-imposed program. And right now, what I'm reading, in case you're interested, but again, I'm taking a break so I can have like a super clean room, which I really want, and then maybe move out, honestly, because kind of want to. I kind of want to move out, and I've been here for so long. I feel like my landlady and landlord probably want me to leave, but what I'm reading right now is this book called Democracy by David Litt, and it's like depressing because he talks about just how um, just I don't know. It's depressing. It's called Democracy by David Litt. Um, and then where I live, there are like little libraries everywhere. If you've ever heard of them, it's like these little bookshelves that look like these little houses, and it's like a nonprofit. Look it up, little libraries, and then people, they have them like in front of people's houses usually, or not, like in a park or wherever, somewhere on a public street, and people leave their books there. And where I live, or there's a couple neighborhoods where I live where people have like, they're educated and they're liberal, and they have, for my taste, really good taste in books, and they leave some really great stuff in there. So it's pretty exciting, but I don't remember why I started this video. I don't remember why I started this video, but I think it was just kind of like catching up, and yeah, letting you know that I'm trying to have a squeaky clean room, and I'm taking a break from my education. Wish me luck. Have a good day.